So last video, I built Transformers 2007 movie Starscream. But then I said, you know what? I'ma run it back. Throw a little black in there, give my man some Cybertronian tattoos, and drop a R.O.T.F Starscream right after.
Now that's avance. It's Starscream!
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Say here. Let's get right into it. I'm sorry, but that beat though, like the organ over the drums? What? It went just a little too hard, family. Just a little bit. Shout out to DJ Leanrock. So here we have Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Starscream measuring in at the same 5-inch scale as the 2007 version, but this one consists of maybe 60 to 50 more pieces because I had to break up certain sections in order to get the tattoos into his design. Oh, and don't worry, we will be covering his transformation in depth this video because I did make a couple of changes to this version that make him a lot easier to transform compared to his 2007 predecessor. And even just looking at it from the front here, you can already see a slight difference in terms of aesthetics compared to the previous Starscream. This one has more of that triangular Dorito shape action going within his chest here, and we have some tail fins that are now sticking out the back of his upper shoulders. I also made some slight changes to the mechanical components within his chest there just to make him a tiny bit more movie accurate. And as you can see, the black pieces, which represent the tattoos, really give this guy a lot more character and liveliness when he's in his robot mode. Now, for those of you that don't know why Starscream got the Cybertronian tattoos engraved onto his body, pretty much in the first film when Megatron got taken out, Starscream decided to take command of the remaining Decepticon forces, and in order to show his authority and honor the past Cybertronian warriors, he got those symbols engraved onto him. So from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen all the way up to Transformers Dark of the Moon, you see Starscream sporting these black symbols on the exterior of his jet mode. Well, that is until he got bodied. As for the accessories, this build comes with 4, this signature Starscream saw blade which was featured in the movie, 2 projectile blast effects which can attach to the missile launcher which can tab onto his wrist on either hand, and lastly we have the tail flame which can tab into the thruster at the back of the jet. As for the articulation, we've got full mobility in the shoulders, arms, head, hands, fingers, legs, and feet. So this guy can hit a wide range of poses. And he's got ankle stabilizers at the back of his feet here to aid him in holding more dynamic poses where he's balancing on just one leg or a couple of toes. But do keep in mind, he's a Lego Transformer, so be wary of fragile spots and loose hanging pieces because the more you handle this guy, the more likely you are to just knock something loose. The biggest culprit though, the one that might make you want to throw this toy out the window, is the nozzle of the plane, which sits in the center of his back. It's only held on by one stud, so the slightest amount of pressure, and I do mean the slightest, will knock that piece off. It's actually so annoying that the first thing we're going to do during this transformation sequence is remove the nozzle. Alright, now let's get right into it. The first thing I want you guys to do is just take a good look at the configuration of Starscream's back here, because when you get him back into his robot mode, this is what you should be aiming for. We've got the wings folded up on the sides here, and the tail fins will be in the middle along with the thruster, and then the nozzle of the plane, when it's attached, will be smack dab in the middle, folded up in between all of that. So just keep that in mind. So as for the transformation, the first thing we are going to do is fold these larger portions of the wings out just a little bit so we can get to the real mess in the middle here. After we fold those out, we are going to move this upper portion here up. However, we will run into a clearance issue because we need to change the position of the tail fins. So we're going to move those up. And notice I'm holding both sides because the ball or socket plate, which is holding the tail fin on, is kind of only attached via one stud there. So I have to hold both sides in order to articulate it. So we're going to do that on that side and the same thing on the other side. And this transformation, once you get the hang of it, should take you 7 to 8 minutes. It's probably just going to take a little longer because I'm explaining everything. Once we get those out the way, we are going to fold this portion here up. And if you still run into clearance issues, just bring the tail fins back a little bit more. And boom, it should sit right against his upper back, 180, just like that. Nice, clean and flat, and it shouldn't interfere with the head if you built it correctly. So once we have that thruster portion up there, we are going to move the tail fins out, rotate them so that the smooth portion of the tail fin is visible. This is going to be the top of the plane. You really don't do much with Starscream's body except just fold it up. Most of the transformation happens on this side. So the next thing we're going to do is fold these tail fins here in like that. Same thing with this one. In like that. If you've got some really tough clip and barb joints here, you may have to hold here to stop it from popping off. This one is extra tight, so I always have to hold this one and then push down from this angle here. So you see we got pretty much the back portion of the plane complete already. Now we're going to get to the middle. We have a hollow space in the center here because this is where the nozzle folds into the plane. And then the thruster folds down from the other side. So that part is hollow, but when he transforms, it gets covered up. What we are going to do, and you know, I'm going to act like the nozzle was attached just to give you guys a demonstration of what's supposed to happen here. So the nozzle would in theory be right here, just like this. At this point, we're going to rotate 180. And if there's anything blocking this portion here, it's on a ball joint. It would likely be these. We're going to slide those out as far as possible. And once we slide those out, we should have clearance to rotate 180. And then the smooth part will be visible. If you're still running into clearance issues, just move the legs down. It's very likely the thighs that are stopping you from rotating that portion of the plane. So leave the nozzle on the side there because it's going to pop off. So once we got that done, we're going to fill in this portion. We're going to move these, hold here. Hold the inverted curve slope, push in, swivel. So I'm going to do it one more time. Hold down here, slide in, swivel, swivel down, and then push down the clip here. And you will see that folds right snug into the center of the plane and covers that portion of the plane up. Now you want to make sure the curved slope here doesn't fall under the brick, because when you start the transformation from jet mode to robot mode, the first thing you're probably going to want to do is pull these out so that you can manipulate it in that same way, fold, and then slide back out. So you don't want these to fall all the way in there like that, because then you're going to have to pull pieces off in order to get that section of the plane out. So just leave it just above the brick there so that you can just pull it out later. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. If you're running into clearance issues, just push this portion here down. It's on a ball joint. Push in, swivel along the plate. If it's coming off as you're swiveling, just hold down and swivel. So hold down and swivel down. Slide that in there and then push down. And then that's going to fill in the other half. And it should fit nice and snug in there. Push everything down, make sure it's all tight. And pretty much we've got, oh, and then we're going to angle these down. That can always be done later. Pretty much we've got about 60-40% of the transformation done. This you can push up. We're going to start on these wings here. So what we're going to do, these are on clip joints, but it's not the locking kind, so they just swing in and out with not too much force. However, what we're going to do is fold the smaller portion of the wing in on itself. And this is on a locking clip piece here. So what we have to do is hold the wing because it's on a locking clip piece. So you have to apply a lot of pressure in order to pull it out of the stud that it's attached to. So since it's folded 180, hold the wing here, this hand, fingers on the other side of the wing, like this. Other hand on the top here, this piece here, pull out. Push down with your thumb, push in with this finger, with these fingers, pull out with this one. Swing the other wing in so that we can pull the wing out. What may happen, it didn't happen this time, but this may come off. Just tap it back into the bottom of the plates here. Once we've got that little portion of the wing folded out, fold the other portion of the wing in, and that'll fill in the gap on this side. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Hold, pull out. And it may fall off, just tap it back in. Fold it all the way out. Then fold the larger portion of the wing in. If you're running into clearance issues, it's because the hand has to move down. The shoulder has to be slightly bended towards this way in order for that larger portion of the wing to fold all the way in. These pieces will fall off quite frequently because they're only on one stud. You can put them on towards the end or just put them on anytime they fall off and just watch out. The hands or the arms now have to be in a very specific configuration, so pay close attention. And the arms are the most difficult part to transform, so get ready to get stressed out. What we're going to do, the shoulder on both sides has to go up. So you see that? Up. This ball joint has a lot of resistance for some reason, so it's really hard to move. But, okay, so shoulder up and shoulder up at that angle. This bicep here, so the pneumatic bars may pop out as you're articulating them. That's fine, just put them back in. Or you can actually just transform the arms separately. I'll do that with the other hand to show you. I'm gonna try to keep everything together on this side. Push that in. So we're gonna rotate in. So this black portion here with the Cybertronian markings goes in. And you'll see me constantly adjusting it just to try and prevent it from falling off. This tail fin fell off here. Snap that back in. Once we have it here, push up and out. So now we've got up, down, up. Then we've got this part of the arm here, the forearm. We are going to rotate that forearm so that this bracket here is on the outside towards the wing. And there's a piece here, a wedge tile. What we do with this wedge tile, rotate it along the stud so that it's upward like that. This allows for the wrist to now move. So now that we've got that there, rotate or swivel along the bracket. So you see this round brick here just went from facing this way, swiveled all the way, it's that 90 degrees to here. Then we fold the fingers in and fold the thumb in and try to push everything just like that. So you want to angle this just a little bit more to the top, this collection of pieces here. And what we're doing from this side seems crazy, but what we're doing is we're actually hiding the hands under the wing by doing all of this. So when you take a look at the top of the jet now, boom, you get a nice clean view from the top, or pretty much clean enough. Boom. You get a nice clean view from the top because the hand is hidden under there. These wings are on ball joints, so you can always angle them down like that if you want it to look a little bit different, but then you'll have to adjust the arms on the bottom there. For now, we're going to leave them like this. Oh, this stud just popped off. I'm glad that actually happened. This stud or this ball joint, I forgot to apply pressure to it as I was transforming this thing. This just popped off. If this ball joint pops off, this is what you do. Take off this whole collection of pieces. Take off this whole collection of pieces. Do it from here, because if you try to do it from another section and press down, you're going to end up pressing the pieces down into the gap here, and they're not going to connect the way you want. This falls off frequently because it's only on 2 studs. So I frequently press it down as I'm transforming the model, but I forgot to do it. So once it's down, once you reapply the pressure and it's good and it's down, you should be good. So then we apply this. Notice where I'm pressing when I put these back. There's only studs on one side of this tile here, and that's on purpose because I needed clearance for the wings to be able to move when he's in his robot mode. So take the 2 studs, apply them to this little open gap here. See that? And then press down. Make sure you there's nothing under this side. So if you try to press down here, it's going to collapse in. Make sure you press down right here where the clip pieces are on these 2 studs. And then adjust. Okay, so that should be good. Just be wary of that area there. Now we're going to go to the other side of his body. Do the same thing. But this time, I'm going to do it by taking the arm off, because you may struggle to transform this thing with the arm on his body because it's just so much to manage. So remember I said this part with the Cybertronian markings goes in, or just pretend this the 1x1 modified brick was there. It would go up. So we're going to push that pneumatic bar up like that. This comes down. The forearm rotates. This wedge tile goes up. See the brick, the curved, the round brick there. Turn it in. Rotate the hand. Fingers in. And thumb in. So now when we attach it back, see this configuration? We're going to attach it right back in there. That's another way you can transform it if it's giving you a really hard time, or if you're having a really hard time. Now the only thing to do is to tab it back in there via the pneumatic bar. And then we need to angle it up a little bit more so that it's more under, so it's under the wing a little bit better. So angle that up. Push the hand in. So boom. Now we've got the hands or the arms folded up right in there. Top view, looking pretty clean, looking pretty nice. Anytime you put the plane down on its top there, these are going to fold in. So just watch out. And they're only on 1 stud, so they may pop off. So just watch out for those. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do the legs, which is probably the easiest part of the transformation. So boom. The legs are pretty much going to fold back. Oh, and you know what? While I'm here, let me put this piece back because that piece kind of has to be there before you put the legs up. Otherwise, you're going to have to move the legs again. That's another piece that, or collection of pieces that tends to fall off because it's only on 1 stud. So just make sure you push those down periodically. So bring the leg in. Oh, there it is. Tab that back in there. Bring the leg in and try to avoid that piece. So bring it right next to it. You're going to have to stretch the legs out along so that they fold over the arm here. And I'm going to bring the camera down so you get a good look at what I'm doing. Fold these out. Fold these in. Bring the toes out temporarily. And now you see how it's it's kind of like molded so that it fits right snug over the wing there. You push this down. So once we're here, fold these toes back so that they kind of hug the arm. Fold that back and fold that back. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And in theory, if you did try to leave the nozzle on, it would be here this whole time. But I implore you not to deal with that level of stress. It's not worth it. So then we're going to do the same thing with the other leg. If you're running into clearance issues, it's probably because there are certain portions of the back of the leg that can move. So just fold those out or in, whichever one you need to do. If this can actually rotate. If for some reason this is giving you a lot of clearance issues, you can move that out the way like that. And it can hit like a full 360 if this clip is angled properly. So then we're gonna fold the fingers out or the toes out. Let this reach over, push these back, and then let the toes hug the front or back of the arm there. And once we have pretty much done everything, the configuration on the bottom of the plane should now look like this. Chest in the middle, head here, both legs out at maybe like a 45 or 33 degree angle, arms folded up on the sides there, directly under the edges of the wings. Both red portions of the wings angled at like 20 degrees over here. Tail fins at the back, just above the neck, and thruster aligned directly with the head. You'll see that I have the cockpit windshield here. This is actually a false cockpit windshield because in order to get this portion of the plane, oh, something's a little loose here. Because in order to get this portion of the plane onto the actual front of the nozzle, the build would have had to have been a lot more complex and annoying to design, and it wouldn't have been consumer friendly. So I just made this as easy to transform as possible. Just put Starscream's entire body under the plane and just transform the back so that you get a nice clean top view. So once we've got all of that sorted out, we can now add the nozzle back, which will tab directly into the center of this round plate. And then we're gonna fix these wings up. And boom, transformation complete. Now, in order to get Starscream onto the stand, all you have to do is tab the 1x2 plate, which is embedded within the center of his chest, onto the Technic brick at the top of the stand, and boom, you're good. And if you're interested in purchasing any more instructions or custom designed sets, those are available over on my site, DrippyBricks.com. The link to that page will be in the description.